Are you going to be here in Manchester or on holidays somewhere following the results, and in 10, 15 years' time are you going to say to yourself, cripes, what was it all about? If only we could have sorted it out there and then, I could have played.
No. As I said, there's no doubt in my mind. Since I've come home, family glad to see me. It was good to be home. It was. You know, I'll probably go back to Cork next week for a few days. But as I said, my conscience is clear. It really is. As I said, like, I know I'm probably repeating myself, but if there was any doubt in my mind that, Roy, you're a little bit out of order, you know, you should have maybe held it back a little bit, I'd be back like a shot. But I won't accept it. I can't accept it.
Is there not a part of you that says, look, forget about pride. What's more important is going out and doing the best for the country?
I've done that many times. I've been doing it for years.
And you're prepared to do it again, or is there no hope of that?
The ball's not on my side of the court, you know. The ball's not on my side of the court.
If you thought that they'd take you back, that the players wanted you back...
They take me back?
Yeah.
What do you mean if they take me back?
If they thought that they'd love to have you in the team, that Mick McCarthy was prepared to bury the hatchet with you, that he was prepared to apologise, to meet you halfway, that the players wanted you back, what would Roy Keane, the guy who pulls on a green jersey, do?
I really don't know. Because I can't see it happening. As
yes, but say they were willing to do that. Are you still open to that kind of generosity?
You know, we'd have to see. We really would. As I said, I would love to play in the World Cup.
Because the country would love you back.
I'd love to be back. But as I said, it's up to other people. As I said...
are you willing to meet them halfway?
People weren't in that room. People weren't in that room.
Are you willing to meet them halfway? Are you willing to make any gesture? Because the country would love you back. And it would do so much to lift the morale of kids who will never have a chance.
I don't know. I really don't know. As I said, I need to stand up for what I believe in. And I agree with you 100%.
What you believe in is
compromise.
representing kids like that a lot of the time. You know,
I understand
you're the most
that.
honest professional in Old Trafford.
I understand all that. I understand all that. Couldn't agree with you more. But people weren't in that room that night. People weren't there in the morning when the players were leaving.
Yeah, but that's your argument within a group of players. But what about the country? What about the country that wants you, that wants to respect you, that wants to follow a team? You obviously feel torn by that.
I feel I've earned the respect to have my say. That's why I'm captain. That's why I made the points. But when you go into a team, you want players behind you. You need your teammates behind you.
Yeah, there is talk that there are some players now who really would want to have you back.
Maybe so, but maybe they're worried about their own reputations, you see.
Maybe they're decent people who say Roy Keane is a good fella and that the country deserves to have the best team possible.
They are decent people, I'm not saying that. But they had their chance. They had their chance to speak last week, and I think deep down they're probably worried about their own reputations. Steve Staunton, Niall Quinn, Alan Kelly went to the press conference. They're senior players, they're experienced. It'd be different if we dragged 3 young players in. And they had their chance. Steve Staunton's obviously going to be the captain. He's returning after the World Cup anyway. Niall Quinn, he's returning after the World Cup. And Alan Kelly's returning after the World Cup.
Yeah, but you see how things can get misunderstood. For instance, you were the one who went and said you had personal problems because you were trying to protect Mick McCarthy,
right?
Yeah. Isn't that right?
That's right, yeah. But that was done the Tuesday.
Right.
And the Wednesday morning, Mick had the Wednesday evening, Mick had a meeting and said everything's finished with. There was obviously things went down yesterday, especially with the argument with Packy and Alan. And it was forgotten about, and I agreed. I was speaking to Alan that night, and that was forgotten about.
Yeah, but then the rumour mill was things were out of control because of this personal problem things. What were people to think? And they got the wrong idea, and the players didn't know what to think. And you can see how things got out of hand. These guys were not vindictively going for you to assassinate Roy Keane. These are guys who've played with you for years.
I understand
and
that,
who like you.
I understand that. I understand that.
One point that strikes me is this time last year, GAA, a sport you love, Galway had a row in their camp. The manager fought with the Donnellan brothers. They lost the first round in the championship. They found a way to make up, to compromise. Galway went on to win the All-Ireland, and they all grew from that. Surely soccer, with all the professionalism in it, and all the values that you as a human being try to practice, surely you can find a way of showing the same kind of example.
Maybe. But it's out of my hands. It really is. As I said, I'm standing firm on what I believe in. I'm standing firm because, you know, I've got the rest of, you know, I try to live my life as honest as I can. I've made mistakes, probably more mistakes than anybody. And I've done things that I'm ashamed of over the years. But I'm sticking to my guns because I believe, my gut feeling is right. What happened to me last week was wrong. It was wrong. And you can go around the houses and talk about different things, but it was wrong. What happened to me last week, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I felt I deserved better. Now, of course I lost my temper. People will tell you that, people who know me, but people make me out to be a monster and I'm a loner, and that's nonsense, absolute nonsense. But as I said, what happened last week will live with me for a long time. And I tell my kids, as I said, what's right and what's wrong. And what happened to me was wrong. So the ball is in other people's court. And gather from what I've been reading the last few days.
That's what you've been reading, and you're actually talking about your sense...
Well, I saw Mick on the telly on Saturday. I saw him getting interviewed. That's why I'm doing this interview. A lot of the stuff's been in the paper.
Yeah, but you're talking about your sense of grievance. And
sense of grievance? Well, I'm just giving...
You feel you're
I'm not talking about my
to.
sense of grievance. I'm giving my side of the story.
No, but, right, but you say what was done to you was wrong, and you've explained why. But aren't wrongs all relative things? And what about the sense of wrong to those poor people who save their money, who follow Ireland, who love you, who want to teach your kids, yes, you're right, he is a hero, he's a fantastic fella. What about the sense of confusion they feel, that you guys can't sort this out as adults?
You're probably right, as I said, I'm agreeing with a lot of your points. And I do realise there's kids in Ireland, there's people in Ireland, my family were supposed to travel, and it's all got messy, but nobody wanted that, nobody. And as you said, maybe there is a way, maybe there is, but who knows, and we'll have to wait and see, the match is Saturday, we're running out of time, but as I said, my conscience is clear, and that is the most important thing in my life, it really is.
But if the other parties in this come to you, the FAI, Mick McCarthy, a proud man, the players, if they come to you and say, for the good of the country, we want to find a solution to this, we'd like it to be playing for Ireland, are you willing to meet them halfway?
I want to play for Ireland. We'll have to see. Possibly, yes. But there's nobody who wants to play for much as Ireland as me. As I said, I've been involved since I was 15, 14, gone for trials up in Dublin. And this is what it's all about, playing in World Cups. So, hopefully, you never know. You just never know. But, we'll see.
It's hurting you, this?
Of course it's hurting me. Dead right it is.